we have with us over the phone now from the United Arab Emirates Dr. Amer Fakhoury. He is Professor of International Law. He will tell us more about the latest developments on the ground. Good morning, Dr. Fakhoury.
Very good morning. Very morning to you and very good morning to all. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Thank you very much for joining us today in Night TV International. Dr. Fakhoury, I would like to start first by asking you the latest developments in the United Arab Emirates concerning the crisis.
Thank you so much. Let me clarify first of all that nowadays, in my view, now Iran is in one of the most critical phases since 1979 revolution. What we are witnessing right now is not a limited incident. It's a large-scale military confrontation, as our colleague says. Over the past days, there have been extensive U.S. and Israel strike on Iranian military infrastructure, including strategic security-related targets. All the reports right now indicate that a significant number of sites have been hit, which shows that this is a serious and organized military campaign, not just a symbolic action. Second point, the most traumatic development, I think, is the death of the supreme leader, as you mentioned in your report. This has created a historical political moment inside Iran. According to constitutional procedure, and we have to take into consideration that the assembly of experts prepares in Iran prepares to choose a successor. However, politically, this is a major shock to the system. Why? Because the leadership is trying to project stability and control, but neutrality is a moment uncertainty. At the same time, you know that Iran has responded with missiles and drone attacks on the Gulf states, unfortunately, not only toward Israel, but also toward U.S. position in the region and the capital of the Gulf states. This shows that Tehran wants to demonstrate that it still has deterrent capability and that it will not remain passive under direct attack. However, this retaliation increased the risk of wider escalation. Another point we should not forget that and there is another important development happened this night is entry of Hezbollah into the conflict. I think, in my opinion, Hezbollah involvement was expected. I think it is expected, given its close strategic alignment with Iran after the strikes on Iran and especially after the assassination of the supreme leader. You know that Hezbollah launched yesterday rockets and drones from Lebanon towards Israel. This move expands the conflict, unfortunately, beyond Iran's border and opens the possibility of a front against Israel. At the same time, I believe Hezbollah is trying to balance, and this is a very important point, to balance its support for Iran with the reality that a full-scale war with Israel would be devastating for Lebanon, which is already facing a severe economic crisis. You know that based on the latest update, I believe we are at a very dangerous crossroad. Iran is trying to show strength. Iran is trying to show that they are maintaining deterrence. However, Hezbollah has expanded the battlefield, and the region is now moving, unfortunately, toward a broader confrontation. The key question now is whether this escalation will remain controlled or whether it will turn into a longer and more destructive regional war.
Well, Dr. Amer Fakhoury, thank you very much for this information, and thank you very much for joining us today in Night TV International.